What up, people? This is Vigilante. Yesterday we did a blog on LL Cool J and Charlamagne's situation about Charlamagne saying LL is a legend, but his bars was whack for the Dr. Dre drop. And to me, the problem I had was not just because he said the bar was whack, it was the fact that he went on a rant and continued to diss LL as though LL cannot hang with what artists are doing today, which lead me to what we're talking about in this blog. Somebody asked me to do a follow-up. So the question would be, why do rap take its older rappers and throw them away as though they cannot hang? Like I said before, back in the 70s, late 70s into the 80s, the level of hip-hop was always stepped up. Melly Mel, then here come Run DMC, then Rakim, then the 90s, Tribe Called Quest, NWA. The bar was raised each year. Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, bar was raised. And by 2000, let's say about 2010, when the club scene started to kick it on, really before that, but, there became a lot of rappers that was more about hooks. Hooks became popular, not necessarily lyrics. And there's only a few rappers that's mainstream. Let's get it right. We're not talking about underground artists. Mainstream artists that we would consider lyricists and raising the bar. So why do we throw old school rappers away instead of classic MCs? You look at the other genres. Everybody said that hip hop is a young folks game. Let's look into that. Is it really a young folks game? You look at all the hip hop moguls that's out there that came from the 90s and the early 2000s. They're pretty much 35 and older, if not 40 and older. 50 Cent, Eminem, Dre, Jay-Z, P. Diddy. These are the same guys that's been around for the last 20 years. And where is that young class of moguls, MCs, that's even on their level, with the exception of Drake, who I think is still under 30. Wayne is in his 30s. So who is this new school of people that's making LL and any old school rapper sit down? Where is it? It's almost like when you think about the activists that goes on, you still got the Sharptons and Jacksons and the older people still holding it down, looking for them young leaders like Umar, Boyce, these people to come and take their place. So at the same time, I understand that a rhyme can be whack or a verse can be whack, but we go hard against rap, and you get DJs regurgitating the same thing, talking about this is a young man's sports. How? How is it? How can a DJ that's scratching, that's going on into his 40s or late 30s, say that this is a young man's sport? Should that DJ sit his ass down and a younger 20-year-old DJ scratch and cut? We don't make sense. It's about talent. It's about rap is not an athletic sport. If you got bars, you can hang. Cool G Rap can still rap with the best of them. Big Daddy Kane can still rap with the best of them. Jay-Z and even LL can still make hits. Get hooked them with the right producers, and there you go. So I don't know why people, one guy said on the thing, old rappers rapping about gangster stuff when they're 60. Hell, Chuck D ain't rapping gangster. Ice-T, does his old set or what have you. The fact of the matter is, you cannot throw away the people that helped create hip-hop. You can't push the guy that made the company out because he still feels like he's a part of it. You can't tell him to go on a old glory tour. Old school music is selling. Matter of fact, in radio, you put your money on old school music and your radio station can last a little bit longer. Because at the end of the day, hip hop created many lanes for people to survive in, including DJs, including talk hosts, bloggers, and yes, rappers. As long as you can rap about something that people can feel, you can be around. And you definitely can be around in today's hip hop. There's nothing complex or nothing too out the way that an older school rapper can't do to at least chart. Because nobody is selling like that. You get a few exceptions. Drake, when it comes to rapping, yeah, somebody put up Adele. Well, that's different. She got a whole nother country behind her. You know what I'm saying? Plus she's singing R&B. Plus she's white. I'm sorry. It's a factor. You know, so my thing is, when you look at the youth-driven sport, as they say, of hip-hop, who's driving it? Who's the next Diddy? Who's the next Jay-Z? Now, Drake can put his hat in. Well, Wayne is younger, but he's in his 30s, so he's heading towards that other side. So who y'all talking about that LL can't last in this hip-hop, in this so-called complex hip-hop? Now, that would hold water if you was talking about the 80s. Like, Kumo D was one of the only ones from that old era that kind of came in the 80s going after LL and had a nice little run. He was one of the only ones. Other rappers attempted, but they couldn't do it. But why? Because the level of competition, cadence, songs, and mindset has changed. They weren't able to adapt. Only a few can adapt. We say that about athletes now in the sports. Who could adapt from the old school to the new school right now? Everybody say Jordan's one of those guys that can play in any era. So we talk about these things all the time. But I think that LL can adapt. I think that Big Daddy Kane can adapt. I saw him live and go, whoa. It's about bars. And once again, people don't like when I throw up J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, but those are the ones that we call lyricists. And we got plenty of underground or unknown artists that don't get their respect. Hell, I could just throw out of Kansas City Tech Nine, who can give it to any rapper with any style. Twista is a MC that's in his 40s. You want to put a young guy up against him? I'll put my money on Twista. It's plenty of underground, you know, it's other rappers that's in their 30s, mid-30s. You know what I'm saying? So it baffles me when people say that rappers should stay on the old school tour as though the new school is doing something so dope that they cannot compete. It's so fast that they cannot compete with that. Bullshit. Tell me what you think. I think that if you're a dope MC, you can transcend time in hip-hop, especially the hip-hop that's now. It's easy. It wouldn't be a problem. Give them a producer, halfway promotion, and he can at least chart. Come on. Let's wake up, y'all, and let's stop taking hip-hop and just making it something that it's not. Because you used to say there's a young boy sport, but the people that making money off hip-hop ain't gonna go away. That's stupid. So my thing is, hip-hop is doing what it's always doing. It is stretching and changing things as long as it's hip-hop. Meaning that it used to be a young boy sport, but now rappers are potent because it's not like athletic. They're not. If you know, as long as you got breath, as long as you got bars, you're going to be okay. Hell, look what battle rap is doing. It's making a whole nother lane. It's making a whole nother lane. When they're not freestyling or going off the head, they're writing down rhymes and going against each other for money. They got 1 million views. Hip-hop is always changing. So you cannot limit hip-hop to age. I'm out. Peace. Tell me what you think.